Pepper Powder Surprise, written by Catherine Foret, illustrated by John Kastner. The anonymous lips tickled Trista's out, stretched palm, and she smelled a quick whiff of apple juice and hot spread before apple. She held up vanished with a gulp. He's a real thoroughbred, Adriana grounded. The first one we had. I'm so really excited. Trisha was even excited coming to her cousin Andrea Farms tennis from Chicago. She had never seen a regular horse, much less thoroughbred. It was beautiful. Its coat shimmered, glossy and smooth in the dark stable, and it snorted hoarsely, grabbed through its big nostril and tossed its mane when it heard voices. "Wanna see him walk around?" "Are we supposed to let him out?" Trisha stammered. Trisha understood how Adrian's father, her uncle, visits his new thoroughbred after she heard him bragging through it over the dinner on the first night here. "Sure, I walk him around the stables all the time," Indiana answered. He has already unlatched the horse stall and was leading the horse out by the strap around its long muzzle. We call him Pepper for short because his full name is Chili Pepper Powder Surprise. His saddle's right over here. Do you want to see how it looks on him? Hold its rein. Before Gina could protest, Andrea then handed the leather strap to Gwen to revive the saddle when it hung along the gym's tail. Wow! Trisha thought, feeling like she was there to the back of a racer. Pepper kept dodging his way again from Adrian. He attempted to lower the saddle into the horse's back. Finally, the horse submitted and stood under his lumpy saddle like a beautiful princess forced to wear an ugly parka. "Go ahead, get on," Andrea said with a grin. "No way," said Trisha. "Adrian has been doubting her so to do such things all week, like a jump in the fence into the hog pen or sit in his dad's tractors. She always held back while he teased her, and suddenly she decided she was sick of it. Well, it just shows your dad won't get mad," he said. "Not if he doesn't know about it." Adriana snickered. He explained to Trisha how to put one foot in the dolly syrup and swing the other Pepper's back as he eased her weight in the treetop. Still, Pepper sidestepped away as he had from the saddle, and she had to hop on one leg to keep him with. Finally, he swung her leg over and landed hard in the saddle. Before she could figure out what was going on, Trisha flew out the open door on the stable and into the blinding sunlight. She hadn't gotten hold of the reins, and she steadily flipped over backward, only clinging to the saddle at the last second. Her foot was tangled in the stirrup, and she was going terribly fast. She screamed and felt Pepper's body give a startled jump underneath her. She'd never imagined a galloping horse was so terrifying though. It always looked smooth and easy in the movies, but it was more like riding a roller coaster with no straps. Pepper ran straight across his corral toward in the fence. Trisha stricken again. He is sure he would jump it. He started around the corral instead, running. She managed to sit back up and buried her hands in his mane, but it seemed to bother or hurt him. In his mane, he tossed his head, hitting her with chin the back of his neck, and throwing her arms off him. She fell for a jump. She'd be dragged by her caught foot. Only, or she'd crack her head on the ground, or worse, Pepper's back, while he is slow and even short, then a walk, then an easy standstill. What do you think you're doing? She heard her uncle holler as he ran from the house toward the corral. Pepper jerked and stepped as the shouting man approached. Please, she whimpered, please don't startle him. Trisha's uncle leapt easily over the fence and walked toward the nervous horse, grunting and whistling commands she'd never heard before. He gingerly took the reins and held them tightly, offering his hands to have Trisha went down and brush the dust from her face. Then he held her chin, lifting her face until he saw it into her eyes. Please don't be mad, she pleaded. We didn't mean to do anything wrong. Trisha, I want you to think about everything that went through your head the moment before you got on that horse. Now, are you going to look in my eyes and tell me it never occurred to you that you were doing something wrong? No, sir, Trisha said, dropping her head. Remember the next time you're about to do something you're not allowed to do. I'm pretty sure you didn't take out the horse and settle him up all by yourself, especially when I saw Adrian run off and hide in the barn. You skip right under the fence and go back in the house while I fetch him. Trisha did as she was told, slipping through the fence and starting toward the house, while her uncle ran after his son. But before she went inside, she looked back at Pamper, who grazed calmly. As she watched, she looked at her eyes. Sorry, Chili Pepper Butter's bride, she said, and the horse tossed his mane as if he understood.